What if the person sharing your home, your secrets, and your most vulnerable moments is the very architect of your unraveling? In The Roommate, international best-selling author Andrea Mara transforms the mundane intimacy of cohabitation into a claustrophobic psychological nightmare, proving that the most terrifying monsters don't lurk in dark alleys. They pour your morning coffee and ask about your day with a smile that never quite reaches their eyes. This isn't just another domestic suspense novel. It's a masterclass in escalating dread, where trust is weaponized, boundaries are systematically erased, and the sanctuary of home becomes a gilded cage of manipulation. From the first whispered narration, listeners are trapped in a suffocating atmosphere of polite menace, where every shared meal feels like an interrogation, and every locked door carries the weight of unspoken threats. Perfect for fans of slow-burn psychological thrillers and unreliable narrators, this audiobook delivers relentless tension, morally complex characters, and a plot so intricately layered, you'll question every interaction until the final, devastating reveal. When single mother Jess accepts a seemingly perfect roommate arrangement with charismatic graduate student Chloe to ease financial strain, she believes she's found salvation, not a predator who sees her vulnerability as opportunity. What begins as convenient companionship quickly curdles into something far more sinister: misplaced items, gaslit conversations, and subtle isolations that make Jess doubt her own sanity, while Chloe positions herself as indispensable. Mara masterfully exploits the inherent power imbalance of shared living spaces, turning domestic routines into psychological warfare, where consent is negotiated through exhaustion rather than choice. The audiobook narration amplifies this unease with breathtaking precision, capturing Jess's fraying composure and Chloe's performative warmth in vocal performances that make every "Are you okay?" feel like a threat, and every moment of solitude feel dangerously exposed. You don't just hear the story, you inhabit the visceral discomfort of watching your safe space become a crime scene disguised as friendship. What elevates The Roommate beyond typical domestic noir is its nuanced exploration of female rage masked as caretaking. Chloe isn't a cartoonish villain, but a product of systemic neglect whose manipulation stems from wounds as real as Jess's trauma. Mara refuses easy moral binaries. Instead, she crafts antagonists whose actions are horrifying yet human, forcing listeners to confront uncomfortable truths about how society fails women until they break. Jess's journey isn't about defeating a monster, it's about reclaiming agency within systems designed to silence her. Their dynamic evolves through psychological attrition rather than physical violence, loaded silences during shared chores, strategic gift-giving that doubles as control, and moments of false intimacy engineered to deepen dependency. Supporting characters add crucial texture: neighbors whose concern mask judgment, friends whose loyalty wavers under Chloe's charm offensive, even Jess's child whose innocence becomes another lever of manipulation. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core horror. Evil doesn't always announce itself. It moves in quietly, unpacks carefully, and waits for you to stop questioning why nothing feels right anymore. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive exercise in sustained anxiety. The narrator embodies Jess's deteriorating mental state with remarkable range, from forced cheerfulness to raw panic, while Chloe's voice carries just enough sweetness to make her underlying coldness more chilling. Sound design enhances claustrophobia without gimmickry. The creak of floorboards at 3 a.m., the oppressive hum of shared appliances, the hushed urgency of phone calls made behind closed doors, all ground the psychological stakes in sensory reality. Pacing mirrors the slow erosion of safety, accelerating during revelations and lingering in quiet moments where subtext screams louder than dialogue. Whether you're folding laundry or lying awake listening to your own house settle, the audiobook creates an unbearable intimacy that transforms passive listening into active surveillance of your own environment. It's storytelling as psychological mirror, forcing you to examine what you've normalized in the name of peace. Ultimately, The Roommate redefines domestic suspense by exposing how societal expectations enable abuse. It satisfies genre cravings for shocking twists while delivering substantive commentary on gender, class, and the violence embedded in helpful narratives. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete, unsettling journey. If you've ever smiled at someone while sensing danger, or wondered how many violations we tolerate to avoid being called difficult, this audiobook will affirm that true safety requires trusting your instincts over politeness. Press play, check your locks, metaphorically and literally, and prepare to distrust everything that looks too convenient to be true. Your next sleepless night isn't waiting in jump scares. It's waiting in the quiet realization that sometimes the person closest to you is the one furthest from human.